So here is the tail of the tape for our main event, and the champion from Poland is 27. The challenger from the US is 32. Jedrzejczyk is an inch taller, but Jessica Penne will enter the octagon with a 1.5 inch advantage. With the main event introductions, we hand over to Andy Friedlander.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Scoring this fight, our 3 octagon side judges are Mark Collette, Takeo Kobayashi, and Paul Sutherland. And when the action begins, the referee in charge of the octagon, Mr. Mark Goddard. And now, fight fans, live from the O2 World, Berlin, Germany, this is the UFC, and we have the world watching. 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Strawweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. She holds a professional record of 12 wins, 3 losses. Standing 5 feet 5 inches tall, she weighed in at 114 pounds. Fighting out of Huntington Beach, California, USA, presenting the challenger, the number 3 ranked strawweight contender in the world, Jessica Penne. And her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Muay Thai fighter with a perfect professional record of 9 wins and no losses. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighed in at 114 pounds. Fighting out of Olsztyn, Poland, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC strawweight champion of the world, Joanna Jedrzejczyk.
Now, ladies, you understand the rules you're fighting under. You listen to me at all times, keep yourself protected at all times. When I say stop, you stop. Touch gloves, let's do this. Let's go.
Wowzers.
Indeed.
This for the UFC strawweight title. Mark Goddard is tasked with overseeing the main event. We are set for a possible 5 5-minute rounds in the strawweight division.
If Joanna has any kind of psychological advantage, Jessica Penne is hiding it very well. In the stare down, she's done nothing but retaliate, made eye contact and stared her opponent down. And usually Jessica's pretty, pretty even keel, but it seems that Joanna's really got her fired up for this one. Obviously knowing the belt's on the line as well gives her some sense of urgency. Seems very relaxed on the feet so far. Good defense. Nice head movement, good hands high.
Already we see the difference in speed of the striking. Jedrzejczyk is just so very fluid and quick with her strikes.
Jessica Penne initiating the takedown. Looking for an outside reap. Very strong in the clinch is Joanna.
Well, can Penne do what Carla Esparza couldn't? Jedrzejczyk stuffed 16 of 17 Carla Esparza takedowns.
She may look for a throw from this headlock. Joanna did a good job to defend it, and a nice short uppercut and a knee on the inside. Now Jessica Penne against the fence. Gonna have to get some space, still looking completely unfazed. A very, very confident young lady. Good to see.
Jessica Penne might try and use some throws and trips rather than more wrestling type takedowns, but when doing that, she's going to end up in that clinch position. And Jedrzejczyk is just lethal with her knees and elbows.
Really nice long jab to the body as well of her opponent. Oh, and Jessica Penne, good timing on that. Works for a takedown, little scramble, and now they're back to the feet. For just a second, the champion was on the floor there. Jessica Penne looking to tie her leg up and try and trip her to the floor. A different offensive takedown game to what we've seen Joanna defending against in the past.
Joanna's grappling coach is a black belt in judo, so they would be very well positioned to defend these kind of takedowns as well.
Can't help but feel that most of the time when Joanna's going to be facing an opponent, either defending her belt or not, she's going to be defending takedowns most of the time, given the fact that she is such an aggressive and such a talented striker. Obviously, as you said earlier, John, 5 years training under Ernesto Hoost is enough to pad anybody's skill set out and make her very dangerous. But there's nothing particularly flamboyant about her game. She's very disciplined and measured. She's good at picking her shots, and it's really her basics and her footwork that gets the job done. Oh, and a beautiful elbow on the inside there, denying the takedown of Jessica Penne. Nice low kick there.
Jessica Penne typically is very successful with her takedowns. 9 takedowns in her last 5 fights. She's very durable as well, Dan. She's been involved in some real wars in her professional career.
She has beautiful duck under that overhand right. That may be something that she's seen in Joanna's game that she can exploit. Joanna does like to throw that overhand right a la Chuck Liddell, and that's twice now she's ducked underneath it. Jessica Penne doing everything that she can to cling on to her opponent, trying to work a sweep here. Is Joanna going to engage on the floor?
I don't
Unlikely,
think so.
No.
When you do something as well as Joanna Jedrzejczyk does, why change and default to anything else than that striking?
Oh, Jessica looks hurt. Joanna's followed up with a ground and pound. Jessica Penne looking to cling on, looking to try and work a sweep. She's chasing that back leg, but the sprawl of the champion is denying her the takedown once more.
Jessica Penne did very well there to put her head in a safer position as the champ started to really open up.
A big round for the psychological advantage of the champion here. Jessica Penne having to pick herself up off the canvas one more time. Chopping low kicks as well to the outside thighs of the challenger.
This is going to soften up the legs of Jessica Penne.
Interestingly, Joanna not stepping back and allowing her to step up here. Looking to try and keep some pressure on again, maybe trying to play the mind games. Keep Penne feeling like she's constantly under pressure and with nowhere to go.
Last 10 seconds.
Oh.
Round number 1 nearly done.
Oh, and a nice takedown there at the end of the round.
Right on the buzzer there from Jessica Penne, but that's a positive sign yet still, Dan.
It is. It'd be interesting to see what our corner team says to her, some nuggets of information that they give to her going into this second round.
I need a little bit more footwork, more on the in and out. We got to play with her.
So let's take a look back. Some of the action from round number 1 of this world title contest.
So Joanna being very measured. A good right hand there from Jessica Penne, but not a great deal of power on it. A good duck under there, under the left hook, and a trip for a second on the ground, but Joanna does a good job of scrambling back to her feet. And a really nice elbow on the inside. Didn't quite land cleanly just there. But again, just punishing her opponent. A short elbow there. Looked like it hurt Jessica Penne for a second and sent her to the floor. And here we are at the end of the round. Jessica Penne closing the distance and working a beautiful judo throw there just before the referee, Mark Goddard, steps in and breaks them up.
So here in Berlin, we move forward to round number 2. John Gooden, Dan Hardy in commentary. The champion Jedrzejczyk in the white shorts, Penne in the black shorts.
Jessica Penne looking what looks like for a counter left hook as the champion steps in, but a flurry of punches from the champion puts an end to that. Nice step back low kick as well.
Jedrzejczyk has a very deep vocabulary of strikes from many different angles.
She's done a really good job of adapting her Muay Thai game to the mixed martial arts arena. Obviously making her stand slightly longer and lowering her position a little bit to help with her defending those takedowns.
I think she's also cut down on a number of body and head kicks that she throws, especially against a whole host of women that are going to try and take her down at every given opportunity.
Joanna moved in for a body lock there just for a second. Let's see if she's going to try and break this position and move out back to the striking. This is playing into Jessica Penne's game here. Oh, a nice head kick, blocked by Penne.
Very interesting scenes playing out at the weigh-ins yesterday, where the champion Jedrzejczyk came bearing gifts.
Oh, nice snapping front kick, didn't land cleanly, but it was enough to make contact.
Very much eaten by Penne there.
Oh, and again a beautiful 1-2 and low kick combination. The champion starting to find her range. Another nice teep to the midsection. Very good at just dropping out of punching range and not taking any shots, and then stepping back in and landing something punishing. See some redness on the lead thigh. Oh, and Jessica Penne gets caught again with a head kick. Took it on the forearm, but still upset her balance somewhat.
Jedrzejczyk looks like she's establishing a better rhythm in round number 2. That's a brutal elbow.
That was a killer elbow to the
Penne
nose.
retreating.
That's going to change the landscape of the fight entirely. Jessica Penne has backed
huge
up.
Injury.
Joanna's pouring the pressure on. Mark Goddard's taking a closer look. Jessica Penne pushes forward, works to clinch. Joanna knows that she's got the victory in her hands right now. Jessica Penne trying to close this distance, trying to get this fight to the floor. One last ditch attempt to steal that belt here.
Desperate times here for Jessica Penne. She is so durable. She ate a huge number of strikes there. Still complex mentis as she tries to drag this down to the canvas though.
Oh. Big turning point in the fight, seeing some swelling on the side of the head of the challenger as well as bloodied nose.
2:15 or 2:10 left on the clock. That's a lot of time for Jedrzejczyk to work. That's a lot of strikes that she can chain together. She needs to keep that range now.
Joanna's hands come down, her confidence is growing. Nice counter punches, closes in with the knees, landing some beautiful elbows on the inside. Jessica Penne is looking a little disorientated, trying to tie her up. This is not a good position for the challenger to be in the second round of a 5-round fight.
Jessica Penne looking in real trouble here in round number 2. Jedrzejczyk looking like she's having a lot of fun now.
Hands down, very, very confident, very comfortable. That was a nice counter left from Jessica Penne there, but she looks like the fight is slowly draining out of her.
Jessica Penne has been involved in some bloody wars in the past.
Oh, and a nice stinging jab to the face. How much more of this can she take?
Here from Joanna Jedrzejczyk.
Mark Goddard taking another closer look. Jessica Penne still fighting back. A credit to the toughness of the girl. Oh, and a midsection kick just there, right at close range.
Jedrzejczyk relieving the pressure for just a moment, but I sense she's about to string together another flurry of complicated combinations. That's a huge right-left there from the champion.
Approaching the last 30 seconds, if Penne can last the round, they may be able to do something about that cut on her nose and maybe give her a nugget of information that's going to help. But Joanna is just pouring on the pressure. Beautiful teep, classical Muay Thai clinic being put on here by the Polish champion.
What heart from the challenger though, Dan. And a knee comes through.
And elbows and a flurry.
A quick flurry at the end of round number 2. Penne grabs onto the head of Jedrzejczyk, and it looks like she is going to survive this second stanza.
Jessica Penne using that far side hook, very nice. Big round for the champion.
Huge round for the champion, potentially a 10-8 there for Jedrzejczyk. A brutal cut there on Jessica Penne.
Yes, we have to answer back, okay? We have to let it go. Listen, give me 1 minute.
Let's have a look at what could be described as a striking clinic from Jedrzejczyk.
There's the front kick to the face, beautifully timed. Look at that. just caught the tip of the chin of her opponent, but that elbow there to the nose, wow, beautifully placed, right on the nose. Jessica Penne immediately winces. You see the blood flow from the top of her nose, damage to the bridge of her nose, swelling on the side of her head. This is a real Muay Thai clinic here from the champion. How much more can the challenger take?
Jedrzejczyk was loading up with those strikes. Jessica Penne injured coming in to round number 3, but respected and appreciated by the German fans.
Eric Del Fiero in the corner of Jessica Penne saying we have to fire back. And I'm assuming he means when she gets backed up to the fence. What I'm seeing is Joanna throwing a flurry of punches that don't have a great deal of power in. She does most of her good work at range against the fence and in the center of the octagon. When she sees her opponent hurt, she seems to flurry with a bunch of punches that are not going to convince a veteran referee like Mark Goddard to stop the fight.
You can hear the exertion of every single one of Jedrzejczyk's strikes as she waits for her challenger to get back to her feet so that she can once again stand toe-to-toe and do what she does best.
A little more tentative now is Jessica Penne. Bit better with her guard every time Joanna steps in. She's pulling her hands up, trying to guard her face. Ooh, a nice low kick, stinging low kick. Starting to see some of the damage on the lead leg again of Jessica Penne.
Penne is a very stiff challenge to Jedrzejczyk's title. Number 3 ranked. Super tough as well. And Jedrzejczyk is looking at various different targets on the body of Jessica Penne.
The advantage now for Jessica Penne would be to take this into the later rounds. Hopefully she can try and clinch the champion a little more and wear her out. Obviously Jessica Penne has had experience in title fights before. I'm sure she's familiar with going the distance over 25 minutes, so maybe she can use that conditioning to her advantage, but at the moment the champion is just picking her apart. She's not landing anything. Oh, that was a beautiful left hook. Just as I was about to say, not landing many clean shots. Oh, and a long telegraphed shot. Rolls underneath, tries to catch her with something. Champion walks away, forces the challenger back to her feet.
Jessica Penne is eating supplements of shin and leather here in round number 3. Forward pressure from the champion. She's carefully looking for openings, concussive openings that might bring about an end to this contest, but she has been caught in a clinch position with Jessica Penne, who is going to
body
the
lock.
leg.
She could be getting her to the fence, to the floor here. Good balance by the champion to get back to her feet. Challenger is still not out of this fight, still doing what she can to get this fight in her favor.
The painted faces of these two strawweight fighters.
Nice teep again from Joanna. Good jab to the body, really working the midsection. A nice variety of Muay Thai techniques, not just headhunting.
Excellent technique.
Oh.
Anyone who trains Muay Thai or indeed mixed martial arts can look at this and learn a great deal.
The strength in that lead leg is slowly being sapped away by the challenger. You can see every time she puts weight on it, it's starting to look more and more unstable.
Jessica Penne in absolute defensive mode right now. That defense needs to turn into offense if she's going to have any chance of coming away with the title this evening.
Oh, and a nice short elbow, rising elbow on the inside there. Really discouraging Jessica Penne to clinch here and try and get this fight to the floor. Beautiful elbow work on the inside. This is a real statement to the rest of the strawweight division.
Jedrzejczyk is just holding back her weapons, laser-guided weapons, and that is enough!
Wow.
Joanna Jedrzejczyk has delivered the Polish power, and that was enough for Mark Goddard. She remains the UFC strawweight champion.
That was a very, very good stoppage by Mark Goddard.
She said that that was a war, and she is asking who is next. She most certainly is the best of the strawweights right now. A very, very impressive performance there from the champion. An absolute striking clinic.
A real statement to the rest of the division there by Joanna. Just slowly stalking her opponent down, keeping pressure on Jessica Penne, picking her apart with good combinations and defending takedowns. And Jessica Penne gave us some new tricks to try and figure out in this one. Lots of nice trips and sweeps and body locks, but Joanna came through and proved why she is the champion. Fantastic range striking, good clinch work, but it was really the elbows that turned the tide for this fight, cracking her with good clean shots on the inside and bloody in the face of the challenger.
It was going to be a tough ask for Jessica Penne to come back from that. Joanna Jedrzejczyk, dominant here in Berlin as she raises the Polish flag onto the side of the octagon and celebrates with her team. A religious Christian. She thanks God for her abilities, but they are very well developed. Many years of hard work. What a fantastic performance. Let's send it back inside and make it all official.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes and 22 seconds of the third round, declaring the winner by TKO and still